Is Halloween 2 or Halloween Kills? Which one was the more brutal movie? For me, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 and Halloween Kills are the most brutal versions of Michael and the most brutal films that we probably get in this franchise. So comparing these two films, which one was the more brutal one? Starting off, both of these films have some pretty incredible, intense, somewhat gory in some of them kills. You know, Michael really went wild in these films and he did not hold back. You know, in watching these two films again recently, what I definitely established though is that these two films are brutal, but for different reasons, or they're kind of brutal in different ways. Halloween Kills, of course, is a brutal Michael Myers. However, to me, there's a more, I don't know if obviously fun is the right word, like he's killing people, but you know what I mean? Like, there's more of a playfulness to Michael in what he's doing. You know, he's playing and toying with his victims, like the husband of the couple at the start of Halloween Kills. I don't know if her name is Sandra, but I don't know his name, but obviously the guy that eventually gets kind of pinned on that table with the kitchen knives, you know, all the way to Cameron as well, which is definitely a more aggressive, brutal, but it's also that thing again of him kind of toying with the idea of when am I going to finish him off? And I think Kills holds that more so kind of true to the original as well, the 1978, of the fact that, you know, Michael does have kind of like, you know, a childlike mind in his killings and he sees it as this game. So that's how I see Kills and that kind of brutalness. Whereas Halloween 2, you know, there's nothing playful about it. This is a rageful psychopath that is aggressively killing people. I did actually put a poll out on my channel for this for you guys to vote, and you know, looking at it now, it's only been up 20 hours as far as this video being recorded is. So if you're watching this now, go and have a look at it, see what the votes are at the moment, and get a vote in yourself if you want to comment about it. I asked the question, which film was more brutal? And Halloween Kills is currently in the lead by far. I didn't really expect that. However, I did get a comment on this poll, which in a way honestly sums up kind of my thoughts on it. But yeah, just to pull it up now, I did get a comment from someone called Tornado Cohen, and they made some brilliant points. So give that a read on my channel post and vote if you haven't already. But they said, also, one way to determine this yourself too would be to compare Michael killing Marion in Kills to Rob's Michael killing the nurse in Angel's Dream, and how almost every death in Rob's Halloween 2 is done in this tone. Yeah, this is a really good point, and it's kind of a good way for me to begin my thoughts on this, and that is that Michael definitely has his moments in Kills, and, you know, there are even some other elements in that film away from Michael, like Mr. Tivoli's death, which are, you know, it's brutal and tragic in a different sense. However, for me, just looking at it, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 had a more consistent and real brutal tone to it. In my honest opinion, while I can't say that I like the storyline of Halloween 2, what I will say is, in terms of like the character writing and the progression we see of characters, I think Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is written a lot better. And the reason I say that is because through what we watch with this film and the conversations we see people like Annie having with Laurie, and, you know, the nature in what these guys are living now, it puts a lot more emotional weight on the characters that die in that film. You know, like I said, especially Annie Brackett's death. That scene is brutal in every way, beginning to end, from, you know, Michael first seeing her to when Sheriff Brackett is finding her body. Like, for me anyway, when watching that, like, that scene sticks with me. That is one of the best acting scenes in the Halloween franchise, when Sheriff Brackett does find Annie. It's horrid, and, you know, you're left with this feeling of like, you know, what we just watched was like really terrible. And for me, Rob Zombie's film compared to Kills, it makes that feeling more consistent in, you know, the damage that Michael's causing, the emotional effect and like ripple effect it's having on everyone around. So for me, that's why I personally think Halloween 2 overall is the more brutal film. But I'm interested to see what you guys do think, obviously. So yeah, please do let me know down in the comments below what you think to this. Make sure to put in a vote on my channel community page if you haven't already. And if you want to leave a comment telling why, then feel free to do that also. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.